results day is just around the corner and you may have the University of Nottingham as your firm choice or your insurance choice. And well, depending on your offer and the grades that you achieve, you may or may not end up going to the University of Nottingham to study there. However, you need to watch this video before you go and study there to learn more about the university and things that you need to know coming from a second year management student. So none of this prospectus stuff where it'll just tell you things in a positive light and sell you basically a false fantasy. This is from a student who has just gone through first year, and I'm going to tell you how things are at the university in raw detail. Hey guys, it's Mahel here, and today, I know it's been a long time since I last made a video, but today I'm going to be telling you all about the University of Nottingham and everything that you need to know before studying there. And honestly, the reason I'm making this video is because 1 year ago when I was in your position, I really hoped that there would be a video for Nottingham University out there to help me learn more. And whilst there were a few videos, shout out to Sophie Lily by the way, there just wasn't what I was looking for. But now that I've been through first year and experienced it for myself, I'm going to be passing on my knowledge and my experience to you so you can go into university just feeling a bit more confident about your choice, and so that you're not like, oh, I don't want to come here if it ends up as your insurance choice, or if you're just having cold feet in general. Additionally, you might be an international student or just a non-UK student in general, so an EU student for example, and may not know too much about the university, and because of flight costs and whatnot, you can't actually visit the university. So that is why I'm also making this video, just to clear up some questions that I get regularly on Instagram or YouTube comments, and also to just basically give you a further understanding of the university. As I said before, I'm a second year management student at the University of Nottingham. I study on Jubilee campus. There are actually 3 main campuses in the UK. I will get into that in a bit. But being a management student, I actually am part of the School of Business, also known as Nottingham University Business School. This is not to get confused with Nottingham Business School, which is the business school for Nottingham Trent University. There's a difference between Nottingham Business School and Nottingham University Business School, so keep that in mind. So if you think that you're going to be studying at one, but then it turns out that you're at another, then hopefully now you know before it's too late, and especially if you're watching this before A-level results day, so that you can do something about it. So as I just mentioned, the university actually has 3 main campuses in the UK. You've got University Park campus, which is the main uni campus. You've got Jubilee campus, and you've got Sutton Bonington campus. The university also has campuses in Malaysia and China, making it a truly global university, but this is also good, rather than giving you all this marketing BS about we're so global, we've got campuses all over the world. It's actually good because let's say you wanted to do a year abroad, you can do so at one of the other campuses while still getting your degree fully from the University of Nottingham. So University Park campus is where you'll find schools such as the School of Economics, the School of Geography, the School of Mathematics, the School of Engineering, and more. Jubilee campus is where you find the School of Business, so where I am studying, the School of Computer Science, the School of Education, and other schools. Jubilee campus is mainly a research campus, if I'm honest. I mean, yes, you do have those schools that I just mentioned, and maybe a couple of others, but then you also have like the Innovation Centre, the Entrepreneurship Centre, and just a lot of other research-based buildings and whatnot. So I feel that whilst University Park campus is mainly for teaching, Jubilee campus is more for research, but that's just my opinion. And the last but not least, you have Sutton Bonington campus, which is near Kegworth, which is about 12 miles south of Nottingham. So it's not actually in Nottingham, and it's home to the School of Biosciences and Veterinary Science. This may come as a given, but please do check what school you are going to be studying at, as different schools are on different campuses. So when you applied for a certain course, if you went on the Nottingham website and you found that course, for example management, it would say what school it's at, and it would also say what campus it's at. So like I said, management is on Jubilee campus, whereas economics is on University Park campus. I'm pointing this out because I get questions from international students saying they want to study this or that, but which campus will their course be on? And I know they may not have great English because English may not be their first language, but at the same time, it does say it on the actual website. So do make sure you check that, because if you're coming all the way from a different country and then you find out that you're actually on Bonington rather than University Park campus, you might be a little bit disappointed if you wanted to study in Nottingham rather than in Sutton Bonington, which is 12 miles away from Nottingham. Not only this, the campus that you're studying on will influence where you live. So for example, it makes no sense to live in Newark Hall on Jubilee campus if you're studying on Sutton Bonington, and it makes no sense to live on Sutton Bonington residence if you're studying on University Park, and so forth. It's also worth mentioning that there are free hopper buses available at the University of Nottingham that will take you from campus to campus, which is really helpful, because I can go from Jubilee campus to University Park campus without having to walk for free. Not all universities do such a service, and all you need is your university card. And so if you wanted to live on University Park campus, for example, as a veterinary science student, to experience the Nottingham lifestyle, but at the same time wanted to make it to your lectures, you can simply live on University Park campus or Dunkirk or Lenton, and then whenever you need to go to a lecture or a seminar, just get a hopper bus for free. So you live in the best of both worlds. No Hannah Montana cliche intended there. Sutton Bonington by bus is around 40 minutes away from University Park campus. Unfortunately, the bus does not go from Jubilee to Sutton Bonington. However, it does go from places such as different locations on University Park campus, Nottingham Trent University's Clifton campus, and a few other locations. So no matter where you are, you're likely to find a spot that will take you to Sutton Bonington if you are studying there, and vice versa. Personally, I lived on St. Peter's Court, which is about a 10-minute walk away from Jubilee campus. It is a self-catered accommodation owned by Unite students, but is now being managed by the University of Nottingham for the next academic year. So it is technically University of Nottingham halls, as the University of Nottingham Students' Union does recognise it as University of Nottingham halls, although it is owned by a private company. And I must say that St. Peter's Court, the accommodation itself, the living experience was top notch, because if anything broke, all I had to do was call maintenance and they would literally fix it on the same day or the next day. If I ever needed to get back into my room because I've misplaced my key, security would come and let me in, even if it was like 4 AM, because security is 24 hours. And the accommodation was just huge. I think there's over 800 rooms at the accommodation, meaning there are a lot of people, and it makes it one of the biggest accommodations at the university. And it's just very nice in general, because my room was huge and I only paid £5,800 for it. All rooms at St. Peter's Court are ensuite, and this isn't the same for if you're living on campus, as some room types are ensuite and some are shared bathroom. So make sure to check that as well, because especially if you're going through clearing and then you pick up the University of Nottingham, you're going to have to look at last minute accommodation options, and not all accommodation options are equal. But personally, I can vouch for St. Peter's Court, and so far I've had no problems with them. I say so far because I might be slapped with a last minute fee for breaking something, but so far I've heard nothing about that. So overall, I'd say a positive experience, and well done Unite students. Whilst I heard good things about the halls on University Park campus, so for example, I had a friend that lived at Nightingale Hall, which arguably is the best hall on campus, and I believe the Tab placed it as either the second or third best halls in the country, which is a remarkable achievement, to be honest. There are other also like good halls on there, but if you move over to Jubilee campus, whilst the halls are nice, someone that I know that lived on Southwell Halls, she said that it was actually quite quiet, and Newark was better, but it wasn't that much better. But this is purely from another student's experience, so one student's experience may be good, another student's experience may be bad. So it really is up to you as an individual, but this is what I'm hearing. So if you want more of a lively lifestyle, that's not to say that student life on Jubilee campus isn't lively, but if you want a certified lifestyle, good lifestyle, let's say St. Peter's School, I can definitely vouch for that, like I said before. Or again, if you do manage to get Nightingale Hall, because you can't choose a catered hall specifically, but if you do manage to get Nightingale Hall, be very happy. Alternatively, if you are one of those students who just likes a quiet time, likes to live in peace, then maybe life on Jubilee campus is for you. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing to do. It's just when I was walking through Southwell Hall as well, I heard like literally dead silence. Whereas when I was at St. Peter's Court, sometimes I'll be walking through corridors and whatnot, and there'll just be people about, and not so much of a ghost town, let's say. But that's just my opinion, honestly. So like I said, for people who actually live there, their experience may be different, but from my first opinions, that's the sort of vibe that I got. And as I mentioned previously, I met someone on a night out at Inc, I believe it was, and they said that they live on Sutton, their lectures are on Sutton Bonington campus, but they live in Dunkirk, which is next to University Park campus. And I asked them why, and they said it's so that they can live the true Nottingham lifestyle and get the true University of Nottingham student experience rather than just living somewhere isolated. I mean, if you think about it, 12 miles away from main campus is a bit isolated. Although Sutton Bonington does have its own sort of experience. So for example, you have the barn where they set up events for students living there. If you want the experience that most of the other students will be getting, then I would say live on University Park campus or near it, so then you can get the other Nottingham students experience, but also be able to attend your lectures by making the most of the free hopper buses. It's worth mentioning that the University of Nottingham was the Sunday Times Sports University of the Year and the International University of the Year 2019. Now, I'm pointing this out because there will be some people that say, oh, but Nottingham Trent University was the Guardian's University of the Year 2019 and they placed top 20 in the league tables and above University of Nottingham in some tables. So you know what, if you really care about league tables and these are sort of achievements, then I'm just putting that out there for you. But if you don't, then I guess you don't. But it comes as no surprise to me that the University of Nottingham was Sports Uni of the Year. Although at the same time, I'm surprised that Loughborough lost its spot, because everyone sees Loughborough as like the epitome of a sports university, not Nottingham. No one ever thinks sports uni, Nottingham. Everyone usually thinks of Loughborough. So for Nottingham to actually outrank Loughborough in that aspect is actually quite decent. But I say it's no surprise because David Ross Sports Village, so the sports village at the University of Nottingham on University Park campus, is worth £40 million and the facilities are outstanding. Honestly, it is the best uni gym that I've ever seen, and I've been to a few other uni gyms. So for example, I've been to uni gym at Aston University, which is quite good, but there's just no comparison between the two unis in terms of their uni gyms. And BUCS, which is like the British Universities Colleges Sports, something like that, they regularly host events at the University of Nottingham, and BUCS 2019, like the big Wednesday or whatever it's called, was actually hosted at the University of Nottingham. So again, considering like the major university sport organizer is holding events at Nottingham, it really does deserve the Sports University of the Year title from the Sunday Times. The University of Nottingham has over 33,000 students, and this is a lot, especially considering that a university such as Lancaster University, which is a very well respected uni as well, only has just over 14,000 students. So the University of Nottingham has more than double the students of Lancaster Uni, and a uni such as Aston Uni, I think, has about 16,000 and something students. So this makes the University of Nottingham one of the largest universities by student numbers in the country. And when you pair this alongside Nottingham Trent University, which also has about 30,000 students, Nottingham as a city has over 60,000 university students, making it a truly great city to actually study in. And I know I sound like a walking, talking ad right now, but seriously, you're better off, if you're gonna go for the uni experience, you're better off living it to the full rather than living like some half effort, if you get what I mean. At the end of the day, you're gonna be paying the same fees everywhere. So if you're doing a course, then you might as well get the best uni experience as well. So live somewhere like Newcastle, Manchester, Nottingham, rather than somewhere like Canterbury for the University of Kent or Canterbury Christchurch Uni, where it's a bit smaller than the major cities that I just mentioned. That isn't any discredit to the University of Kent or Canterbury Christchurch, but by the way, it's just me saying that major cities such as Nottingham, Newcastle and Manchester are likely to have more of a vibrant university experience and just more students in total. The reason I think that student numbers are important is because at this stage you might be very worried about making friends at university. You may not have made many friends at sixth form, you may have been an introvert even, or you just worry to yourself. Although you have friends, you might think to yourself, I don't know, I'm not gonna make any friends. What am I gonna do? But listen, with over 33,000 students, you are going to make friends. And again, because there are more people, it is more likely that you will make a friend than if you would at a university with about 10,000 students. Because there are more people out there, and therefore there are more people looking to make friends. And during Freshers Week, I am going to make a Freshers Guide, by the way, that will be coming very soon. But during Freshers Week, everyone wants to make friends. And so just put yourself out there a bit and you will find a group to click with. Personally, I enjoyed my first year at the University of Nottingham, and I will be making a video on my first year experience very soon as well. So make sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on by clicking the bell below so that you don't miss out on that video. Also, if you want to see my first semester experience, then make sure to click over here where the iCard is, and you'll be able to watch that video as well. One aspect that I enjoyed particularly about my first year at the University of Nottingham was the nightlife, and in particular the club Ink, which has to be my favourite. It's either Ink or Rock City, because at first it was just Ink by miles, but as the year went on, I appreciated Rock City more and more and more, and now I'm not too sure, it's quite close, but I'd still say Ink is my favourite. The nightlife in Nottingham is very eye-opening, especially if in your hometown you didn't have a club, because, for example, one of my flatmates lived in Chester and he'd have to go all the way to Manchester if he wanted to club, which is over an hour journey, I believe he said. Or if your town or city just had that one club that you'd have to go to every week. So for example, in Dartford, although industry is reopening, you only have a club called Attic, which is quite a big club, but there's only one, so you'd have to go to that every week if you wanted to stay within Dartford and still go to a club. But in Nottingham, you have literally about 7-8 clubs. No joke, it is phenomenal, because you can go for a rotation for one semester between 3 clubs, and then the next semester you can change your rotation to have 3 entirely different clubs, making sure that you don't actually get bored of the clubbing scene. Not only that, there are actual venues which host like DJs and acts and artists, so it doesn't just have to be a club night, you can also go see your favourite artists. So for example, Crewcast are going to be performing at Rock City again very soon. I'm going to be seeing Sonny Fodera in Nottingham at a club called Stealth, and Mabel is actually going to be performing at Rock City in the next year as well. But there are so many other acts that you can see if you don't want to go for your just average Prism Monday, Tuesday, Friday or Saturday. Although the University of Nottingham isn't in the city centre, it's very easy to get there, as an Uber from Jubilee campus and that area, so Raleigh Park, Nottingham 2 and St Beat's Court, costs around £5, and to get there from University Park campus, so Nightingale Hall, costs about £7.50. And around both campuses, both University Park and Jubilee campus. You have buses that can take you to the city centre for quite cheap. I believe it's only £1.20 for student single fare, if you claim to be under 19. But also you can get a tram from around University Park campus straight to the city centre. So the transport links in Nottingham are excellent, and it's really easy to get into the city centre to your clubs. Literally have your night and then get back to wherever you're living. So it's not too much of a problem that the University of Nottingham isn't in the city centre, but it's something that you should be aware of, because Nottingham Trent University is in the city centre, but the University of Nottingham is not. Talking about nightlife, the University of Nottingham does not have its own student club. So whereas Nottingham Trent University has its own students' union club, I believe they call it the Level, the University of Nottingham Students' Union does not have its own club. However, it does have a bar called Mooch, which tends to be quite popular amongst students, especially during the World Cup. That I heard it was very popular. But some people just go there for a casual drink, something to eat, or just to play snooker or pool against their friends. It really is quite a chill and ambient location to just de-stress, especially during exam time. If you just fancy chilling after revising at George Green Library or Hallwood Library, then you can go there, and it's usually open till quite late. I believe it's around 11 o'clock. Alternatively, if you're living in Lenton or Jubilee campus, a lot of students will go to a pub called the Rose and Crown after lectures or before lectures. So realistically, you've got options. By no means is the University of Nottingham a perfect university. After all, in June, it had 2 muggings within the space of around 9 days, I believe, in around the same location, which is quite scary. I'm not going to comment on that. I know a lot of students were annoyed, to say the least, that it happened a second time in such a short space. But again, I believe those are isolated incidents. I have never had a problem with anyone. No one's tried to mug me. No one's ever threatened me in Nottingham, let alone on actual campus. I felt really safe on campus. I walk around at like 11 o'clock. Even at like 3 o'clock, I've been walking around on campus after a study session, and I've never felt intimidated. So, like I said, these were unfortunate isolated incidents, but I'm not going to comment on them because I know the university is probably watching this video. But it's one that I'm actually happy to attend because, like I said, I feel safe, and it's just got teaching quality. So the business school I'm very satisfied with. So by the way, if you do want a video on the business school and everything you need to know about it, then make sure to let me know in the comments below or on social media. But I like the teaching quality, and also just as a student, the things to do, whether it's on campus or off campus. So yeah, I'm satisfied as a student so far at the University of Nottingham. But that is going to be it for the video, guys and girls. I think this has gone on for long enough. If you did enjoy it, then make sure to leave a like, comment below and subscribe, and turn post notifications on by clicking the bell below. Make sure to leave a comment letting me know if I missed anything out, or if you want a part 2 to this video. And also make sure to follow me on social media. That is at Mahel Khan on both Snapchat and Instagram, at Mahel X on Twitter, official Mahel Khan on Facebook. And this is going to be it for the video, guys. I'm just going to finally say, I did recently make my Snapchat public, so be sure to definitely add me on there to see some great stories, especially if you want a further insight into nightlife or just student life at the University of Nottingham. So that will be in the description below, or you will have just seen a animation showing my username. Once again, that's Mahel Khan on Snapchat. And this has been it, guys and girls. I hope to see you in the next one. This has been Mahel, and I'm out. Peace.